Okay, back again with another video of the WLToys 124019. If you guys remember from the other video, we broke a turnbuckle, this one here. It was actually a tie rod end doing a jump over at North Ride RC track. I went over to my local hobby shop today, picked up a couple of these, just the tie rod ends, fixed one on, and looks to fit quite well. It's a bit too long, but we can make do in the meantime. We've got another couple bits to do today. One of them includes oiling up all the shocks. I took this one off yesterday and found out there was no oil in it at all. I'll show you that now. So here's the shock that I took off yesterday, and if you undo the top here, this is just as it came. This is exactly the same as it was yesterday when I took it off. If you undo the top and you look, I don't know if you guys can see in there, but nothing, no oil, nothing in there at all, which explains, if you saw the other video, it explains why I was saying that the shocks seem very violent, very non-forgiving, because yeah, they were basically only operating on the spring, and they didn't have any dampening at all. So yeah, that's a task for today. We're gonna put some oil in them. So I picked up this oil from my local hobby shop today. It's a Team Low C Racing shock oil, 30 weight. And yeah, this should be great. According to the guy in the shop, this should be fine to fill these shocks up with. I'll put a link to their shop in the description below. They were really helpful when I went in there. I just told them what my plans were for this thing and what had broken so far. And yeah, they helped me out with a load of stuff. I actually got a lot more stuff than just just these shocks. I'll show you another few things that I got for it later on in the video. But for now, the first thing we're going to do is the shocks. The second thing we're going to do, I grease up these diffs. So I've seen a lot of people online say these diffs don't have much grease in them at all, and yeah, we're planning to go fast with this thing, so we're going to need to get some grease in them. I picked up some high temperature grease just from my local Bunnings. I'll get it out for you now. So I picked up this just from my local Bunnings. It's a high temp bearing high performance grease. But this should do the job. So we'll get the diff open, both diffs open, put some grease in there. We'll get all four of the shocks off, we'll fill them up with oil, and yeah, that'll be a few of the service items done. We've got another few goodies that I bought today for this, but that'll be in the next video for today. I'm just doing the servicing bits, just making it somewhat drivable. So yeah, let's get to it. We'll start with these shocks. So for this job, we're going to need some tissue paper to catch any spills. We're going to need the shocks, obviously. We're going to need one of these to take off these nuts right here. I don't actually have a socket small enough for them yet, but this thing does have one of these. I think it's this one. I think they may be 4mm or 5mm. That will do them fine. And then I have my trusty Sid Chrome 1/4 inch socket set with some posi bits in there. This car, unlike most other RC cars, actually uses posi screws for most places, which is a bit strange, but it's all good. So yeah, let's start getting this tissue down and getting these shocks off. Okay, well guys, that's all 4 shocks done, and I'm happy to report that none of them had any oil in at all. So that probably explains the crash and terrible jumping abilities. So we've got all 4 of them oiled up. So now what we're going to do before we put these on, I want to go ahead and open these diffs up so we can put a bit of grease in them both. And so yeah, let's get on with that before we put the shocks back on. It's a lot easier, it looks like, to do it now. So we'll go ahead and do that. So that is all the screws off. So now if I pull up on this diff cover, it should come straight out and reveal the diff there. So this is the diff in question. We're going to open this up. There's 4 posi screws here that we undo, and we can also stick a bit of grease on these gears here. So we're going to open this up and see what it looks like inside. If we look inside, we can see there is a bit of grease in there, not too much. Not as bad as I thought, but for the sake of what we're doing, we may as well pack it full. A fair amount. These gears here. I'll do this back up. So I think that's all good. Right, now it's just a reverse process. Stick this back in, stick a bit of grease on here, and get the front back together, and join me again for the back diff. Okay, so we have both diffs now greased. This rear one, I've just stuck some grease in there. Oh, we have a cat again. Let me just persuade her off the table. I've just put some grease in the rear diff. and just proceeding to put everything back in. So yeah, I haven't got much left to put in, but yeah, I'm just proceeding to put all the fixings back in. We've got these 4 to go in there. The rear diff was a lot easier than the front diff due to the lack of steering mechanisms in the rear. The front was a little bit odd. It doesn't feel right. That's not right. That should go in there. So yeah, I'm just proceeding to put these back in. Put a good helping of grease on the rear as well as the front, as you saw. So hopefully you just can endure the high speeds that I hope they will be enduring. Sorry guys, camera cut off. So that's all 4 shocks set at the same distance, so we can get the shocks put back on now. And then we have a few more things to do on this service video, and then we can wrap it up. So let's go ahead, get the shocks back on. Okay guys, so I think that is all the servicing bits done. So we've got both diffs greased up now. We've got all 4 shocks filled with oil. We've set them to 12.45 millimeter gap here. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I'm running, I thought I'd standardize it, just done the same on all 4 corners. So yeah, we can wrap up this service video for now. Hope you guys have made it to the end. If you have, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we've got some exciting bits to go in this to hopefully get this thing going towards 100 miles an hour, including a nice brushless setup as well. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.